Title: Unfaithful wife pleads for me to stay together. I informed my wife that both of them believed their actions wouldn't have repercussions. My wife and I had a conversation once I had settled down, and she admitted it was merely a small error, insisting she doesn't want me to leave. Hi everybody! I'm leading a goal of 100,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and I truly believe we can achieve it together. So if you could hit that subscribe button, it would really mean a lot to me. Now, let's dive into the story. The betrayed husband, his wife's infidelity and plea to stay. We've been married for 8 years and together for over a decade. We have an 8-year-old and a 5-year-old son. Additionally, my wife has 3 children from her previous marriage. When we first moved in together in 2013, she left her job to secure an administrative position at my company. During that period, she became close with a colleague I already knew. They would carpool together to and from home, and occasionally he would drop by my place to hang out with me. At the time, I didn't think much of it, considering it a professional friendship. I was acquainted with this man before I met my wife. He was married, and we all spent time together, including at Christmas parties. It seemed like a healthy dynamic. My wife would share stories about his conversations, like his wife being pregnant, and I never saw any issue. She only stayed at that job for about a year, and we lost touch with him, except maybe on social media. Fast forward a few years, in late 2017, I left my job to launch my own real estate business. Since the career switch, things have declined, primarily because I used our savings in the first year and couldn't match my previous income. Our lifestyle suffered, and I had to take on various odd jobs that didn't interfere with my real estate efforts to cover bills and household expenses until my business could thrive. After having our second child in 2015, my oldest left for college in 2018, coinciding with my real estate venture. It was a period of significant change that strained our relationship. We no longer shared the same goals, and she began to criticize my emotional unavailability at home. I acknowledged that the first year in real estate plunged me into a deep depression and a dark place. By 2020, we had a fight where she expressed her need for attention because I wasn't providing it. We had stopped being intimate for months, and my wife spent her days binge-watching Netflix while I was home, rarely helping with the kids or household chores. After work, I was mostly on my phone. I decided to take a trip to visit my mother after 3 cancellations. I invited her to join, but she declined, saying she needed to quarantine before returning to work and suggested I take the kids for some alone time. I visited my mom with my 2 boys, and during that time, I sensed something was off with her. She interacted with me as if we were just friends over the phone and messages, which felt strange and unexplainable. Upon returning, she told me she felt like we were breaking up. We hadn't been intimate, and I didn't seem happy. I admitted I was struggling emotionally due to our relationship issues and work stress, but expressed a desire to overcome it, believing we still had a chance to save our marriage. We began discussing our options for the marriage and children, and I started therapy for my depression. Gradually, I improved by focusing on work, exercising, and eating well. My business flourished unexpectedly, and during this time, we were still together and trying to mend things. However, I received a message from the colleague's wife containing numerous screenshots of conversations between my wife and him. They were meeting for lunches, calling each other babe, and exchanging videos and pictures. She expressed affection for his voice and his desire to see her. This was happening while I was away. Additionally, there was a text from 2013, the year I proposed, where my wife told him about my proposal and mentioned having a wet dream about him. Shocked, I confronted her with photos of her with him at what looked like a house, but she refused to disclose the location, fearing it would seem worse than it was. After a day to process everything, I told her that we were only focused on raising our children and that I didn't want to continue the relationship. I stated that once we figured out arrangements for the kids, I would leave. She accused me of taking the easy way out. I hadn't engaged with this man, who couldn't even count to 100, and was terrible to his own family, with his wife currently in jail and on probation. The next day, I ran into him at an office and confronted him physically. I reiterated to my wife that they both thought their actions wouldn't have consequences. After calming down, we talked, and she minimized the affair as a minor mistake. I realized she had ended her previous marriage due to her own infidelity, showing she had given up on our relationship before even admitting it. Her actions spoke louder than words. Now, I have a thriving real estate business, have lost 20 pounds, and am leading a healthier lifestyle. Despite my improvements, she wants me to stay, but I can't see how we can move past the betrayal and rebuild our love. In my view, this relationship is over, and there's no other way to see it. Summary. We faced marital problems when my wife had an affair with an old coworker. I recovered personally and professionally, and now she wants me to stay, but I believe it's impossible to move forward after such disrespect. My thoughts? You need to leave the situation. She's been unfaithful since 2013, and her previous marriage ended due to her own cheating. These are major red flags. Don't ignore the signs that things were deteriorating. Instead of being honest and working through issues, she chose to cheat, using it as an excuse for her dissatisfaction. This man is unreliable, on probation, and not a good person for you or your family. You've made significant progress, your business is successful, you've improved your health and overcome depression. She now wants to keep you, but it's unclear how to rebuild trust and love after her actions. It's time to end things, there's no hope left, and you need to move on. Community comments. One commenter advised to consult a lawyer immediately, gather all evidence of the affair, and file for divorce promptly to protect your business and assets. Others highlighted her long history of infidelity, emphasizing that she's unlikely to change. They encouraged you to prioritize your well-being and the stability of your children by ending the toxic relationship. Another user pointed out that while you share some responsibility for the relationship issues, her response of cheating is unacceptable. It's crucial to recognize the red flags and not tolerate such behavior. Building a healthy relationship requires mutual respect and honesty, which are lacking here. Final thoughts. It's clear that the marriage is beyond repair. Trust has been broken irreparably, and her actions show a lack of commitment and respect. Moving forward with a divorce seems to be the best path for your personal growth and the well-being of your children. Focus on continuing to build your successful business and maintain your healthy lifestyle. When you're ready, seek a relationship built on trust and mutual respect. And that's the end of this video, everyone. If you have any thoughts you'd like to share, please leave a comment below. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you like this content. Turn on notifications to stay updated on my latest posts. See you next time.